Don't date if you're healing from sexual abuse. So, where do I even start with this? I've been informing myself lately a lot more on sexual abuse, molestation, and trauma, and all kinds of stuff because I realized how much it's been affecting all of my relationships. And because I want change, I want change. And yeah, I want change. And I'm willing to try whatever it takes. Of course, being gentle with myself at the same time because I feel like that's what really encourages healing is that gentleness. It really like softens the heart, you know? And I notice when someone's very gentle with me, it just makes me, it makes my heart crack open and just cry and feel safe and feel like I can be vulnerable with that person. And yeah, so I was watching this video of this girl who was giving tips on like if someone's dating someone who has been sexually abused or molested or whatever. And I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. But hey, if you're with the shits, go for it. But I don't recommend someone dating someone who's gone through like a whole bunch of abuse and shit like that because it can really be draining for both parties, not just especially for the other person because the other person's like trying to understand the other person and cater to them. You're not going to help them. You're not going to help someone who's in that state of trauma or post traumatic stress disorder because it has to be something they take themselves out of. And yeah, I hate to break it to you, but it's the truth. I mean, coming from personal experience, that person's just gonna keep pushing you away. Unless you really are with the shits. Like again, but I really even if you're with the shits, it can be really hard. But hey, nothing's impossible. Um I'm making some beans right now and I was like thinking about this shit. I was like, I need to make a video about this. Hold on, I'm gonna get the charger. But yeah, don't. Just don't. Don't date somebody with mental illness or whatever because it's just not a good idea. You're not gonna like it. You're not gonna like it. I promise you. You're gonna be so fucking drained. Unless you're able to detach, that's a whole other story. But again, I don't recommend it. And yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to say that because you don't have to put up with that. You don't have to put up with anything. And like, just you don't have like just don't. Or maybe that's just me because I've never experienced like someone willing to just take you as you are in the state that you are and not really like be expecting something from you in return. Like they just kind of want to support you. I never experienced that. Well, I think I'm experiencing it lately. Like I met this guy. He seems very like, girl, it's fine. You know, like it's, you don't want to talk. We don't have to talk today. Like that type of thing where the person is kind of like able to control how much communication, how close the level of intimacy is going to be. And like again, even that, I don't think, I don't know. It has been helping me, but I also acknowledge that it's not the people around me's fault of what I went through, you know? And that can be really harsh to say, and I know that. I know that's really harsh. But it's just like it's the truth, and I feel like victim mode is sacred too, and I feel like that's a time to be very kind to yourself and offer yourself some unconditional validation, because the people around you are not going to understand it. There may be some, but like when you're in trauma, your filters are not, you're not seeing things clearly. And it's not to say that what you see is wrong. What you see is right because that's your filter. But it doesn't mean that that's the truth, if that makes sense. So basically, you're free to question it. You don't have to believe everything your mind says. That's one of the best things that helped me really change the structure of my thought processes, and like things like that have helped me really transcend certain um who am I kidding? I haven't transcended shit, but it has helped me see a lot of my bullshit that I was believing that is not beneficial to me. And help in the sense that it'll help me see the love that's around me and help me understand why I can't receive it. And not in a blame, shame way, like, because I did that too. I was like, what the fuck? Why am I like this? Why do I block people off? Why do I push people away? Why am I weird? Why am I selfish? La la la. If you're doing all that, I mean, go through it. Because there's also that stage of like self hate and like frustration, because you have these expectations of how you should be, but your expectations are, no offense, they're too high. They're too high. If you're getting frustrated at yourself, they're too high for the level that you're at right now. Holy shit. They're too damn high. You gotta lower them. You gotta lower them because it eases the frustration and the tension. See, the less tension you have in your body, the more like you flow, and that's how you transmute your your traumas, your fears, your everything. It's important to be gentle with yourself, because who's in charge? Who's in charge of your body? Who's in charge of all of this? Who's in charge of making the meal at night? You are. You're in charge. You're in charge of your life, your health, your wealth, financial circumstance, your relationships, everything. So it's nice to take it easy on yourself. You move faster. You move faster. I was working at a restaurant a while back in Phoenix, and this girl was training me. She was my coworker, I guess, and she was training me. And I was like, "Hey, what's up, girl?" You know? And she was so mean. I don't know why she didn't like me, but I'm guessing it wasn't personal. Shit, it felt personal, but I guess it wasn't. Um, and when she would be trying to explain things to me, she wouldn't really explain it well, or she would explain it in a very angry tone and like not patient at all and with frustration. And I felt just kind of like the more angry she got, the less receptive I was to what she was telling me, because it just like turned on my flight or flight. It just started making me trip out, like in defense mode. I just could not receive what she was telling me. I just felt attacked. And she basically, yeah, she got hella pissed off. My bad. And Yeah, I get distracted. I get distracted. At school, I would get distracted. I'd be trying to learn some shit and I would get distracted. I'd be trying to do homework at home, I would get distracted. There was just that not being able to be here, you know? I'd be like, you know, wanting to go out there. Wanting to keep things simple, wanting to keep things non threatening, not wanting to hold so much weight of responsibility because it felt so heavy. And I couldn't understand why everybody else was just able to learn shit at school. I'd be like, you heard that shit? Like, let's say the person will go over the lesson. And you know what's crazy is I loved school. I loved it. Then I realized, because I went to this retreat like 2 days ago, I realized that I loved school, but I was just not able to concentrate. So when the teachers would go over the lesson and the students around me would be like, they would be hearing everything, I'd be frustrated because I'd be like, how do you remember that? I don't even remember what the fuck she said. You know what I mean? And I would copy my friend, you know? Hey, sorry, this is the truth. All I gotta say is have compassion with yourself wherever you are because you don't have to be mean to yourself for you to get it. You don't have to be like hard on yourself or on top of yourself for you to get things. You can